This is becoming a professional bass player. My name's Deborah and this is the video journal of my career transition. Let's turn the speaker off. And oh my goodness, you nearly witnessed me being crushed to death by a PA system. Sorry, you didn't get that YouTube exclusive. I'm going to sneeze. Oh. I won't be very long today because I've got a cold. I'm quite poorly. And probably as a result, it was a lot of work last week. But that's what one would expect from launching something so all-encompassing as an immersive disco. I'm feeling, although I'm a bit poorly, I'm also feeling quite mighty this week as I managed to fix the Cold Spark machines. Yes! Last time in December we hired them and they didn't work. So I bought some this time, tested them, they worked, took them to the event and they didn't work and I couldn't work it out. So I've been watching YouTube videos, unscrewing the casings and, you know, stuff that's not normally my comfort zone. And, oh, yes, honestly, there is nothing like stretching yourself outside your comfort zone and achieving something to make you feel $1 million. I was like, yes, I am mighty. So the Cold Spark machines are working again, and I know why they weren't. They just had something stuck in the motor, so I had to use the screwdriver to turn that round. And we've been busy working on other things. So I'm helping the owner of the railway, Jamie, to make our event more profitable. He's just moved into the area. So in order to, and I guess this is something that makes our project unique, in order to make sure that Divine Funk continue to have a profitable, happy residency at the Railway Hotel that works for Jamie and works for me, I'm going to help him with some food. He'd thought that perhaps people might order more food, and I was just noticing that the food that they have isn't quite right for if you're going to a disco. So I've been working on developing some concepts for grazing boards this week. I'll show those to you shortly when they're ready. We're going to have a party for Glitterball at the end of June. So we're going to try the grazing boards out there. Martha has come up with our beautiful headed paper. Very happy with that. And I've had a chance to sort of reorder and process. At the beginning of the film today, I was just having a noodle about with Son of a Preacher Man, which I haven't played for ages, and I just thought I just want to play some other things for a bit, and I was using my 5-string Fender there. I really enjoy that. So getting back to some of the tunes that I used to love and first learnt on the bass. Somebody asked me about the finances of how I'm running this. And I am actually, finances are a very personal thing. But some of you might be watching this to see how you can do this. And for that point of view, I'm happy to share. And also for those of you that are new to this video diary, it will be a help bring you up to speed. So when I started this, it was just a hobby. But I'd come from a band where it was a democracy, and I knew that I wanted to lead this band, or not lead it, but make some of the decisions, because otherwise it can take a very long time. So I thought, right, if I'm making the decisions, I had perhaps better pay for the rehearsal room. So out of my income, out of my spending money, I booked 2 rehearsal rooms a month. So instead of spending my money on going out or drinks or things like that, I spent my money at Mushroom Studios in Rayleigh, £100 a month on rehearsal rooms. So I guess that depends on what you're earning in your current job and your income bracket. So for me, that became part of my spending money. Then as the band started to get some momentum, some people joined the band that were professionals looking to make a living. And I thought, oh gosh, okay, so I'm going to need to get paid gigs for these people. And that's when I decided that I needed a point of difference, because to get 10 people paid is quite something. So you've got to have a point of difference that's over and above other disco bands, because, you know, there's lots of really good quality disco bands out there, big function bands, you know, that's going to be hard for us to compete. So that's where the whole immersive disco concept started to take shape, from my imagination, from a conversation that I'd had with Caroline when we went to see ABBA Voyage. So the immersive concept started to come about, and of course that costs a little bit more money. It costs a lot more money, but to start with, it was a little bit more money. Suddenly I needed a small PA system, or a small mixing desk. That was £100. I needed an iPad. I needed to download things from karaoke versions, backing tracks. So we're now talking into the hundreds. So at this point, I guess Divine Funk was costing me about £300 a month, you know, £100 in rehearsals, and then £200 in sort of sundries and technical equipment. And I was still funding that out of my spending money. So at this point, I had to start really quite seriously downsizing my going out. So as people that know me will be able to testify, I really stopped seeing a lot of people. All of my socialising became through music. I really stopped seeing everybody apart from my 2 very closest friends, Kate and Vicky, and really had to downsize what I was doing. And then that was that stage. The next stage was when it started to become about the props and the costumes. So those wings, those big sets of wings that they wear, they're about £250 each. All of the ideas, I mean, we get things made not on a shoestring. Our stuff is a mixture of things we make ourselves, things we repurpose, things we buy from the charity shop, but also some of them are things Martha has designed. Some of them are things that our carpenter Rick has made, and some of them are beautiful bespoke pieces from Etsy that cost a lot of money. So there's a real mixture. So time started to march on and costs started to get a little bit bigger. And that was when I started the company, Glitterball Productions. And I decided to use some inheritance from my grandma to cover the costs of these things. So all of the costs of this creative escapade are covered by me. When it comes to playing, the band are paid by the venue. So, I mean, it comes through me, but the band are paid by the venue. So that covers their fees. And I then get the ticket sales. And that, at the moment, that covers my marketing. It doesn't actually bring me any profit in or any money for me. It covers my marketing expenses. But eventually, you know, we're building quite some notoriety here. Eventually, I won't need to spend as much on marketing. And I've learnt that because before I was a psychotherapist, I was in marketing for a long time at Lego and Disney and Mattel and places like that. So I've got quite a background in marketing and branding, and I'm using that because we've moved, so it's not been slow moving, but it's been in stages. So when we first started, everyone was an amateur musician. Now we've got quite a few professional musicians, full-timers is what I mean. So they don't just work on our project, they work on lots of other projects. And those people that were with us at the start, that are still with us now, are semi-pros now. On top of that, probably because of the skill set that I've got, I work with venues to make sure that they are filled. So if you hire Divine Funk, that's a lot of people, you're going to need to make some good sales. So because of my marketing background, I then work with the venue and sell. I don't just want to sell tickets. I want people turning up to have a drink and what have you. So I'm working with Jamie on the grazing boards for next time. We're also creating a VIP disco garden in the back of the pub so that people can have cocktails and hang out before the show. So I work with the venue to make sure that it works, the numbers stack up for them, because that's a nice virtuous circle. They feel happy about it and we get paid. So it takes a lot of different skills that I bring to this project, and I really enjoy doing that actually, so that's not a problem for me. I'm going to say goodbye and go and get rid of this cold this weekend and hopefully do some gardening, do some quiet relaxing things, and I will be back on Tuesday. You take very good care. Bye bye.